5-star shout out. I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in. You can't make you know what I'm talking about. Good morning, everybody. What's up, Dennis? Go ahead.
We here, baby. We here. Each and every Saturday, 10 a.m. We come to y'all. We appreciate y'all. But this Saturday is very special. So I'm here with the chocolate girl. She's excited.
I'm excited. What's up, y'all? Saturday morning, my favorite day of the week. Welcome to the Side Jawn. Here with my co-host, Dennis, Ignorant Thinkers Podcast Holmes himself. Straight out of Philly. I'm straight out of Durham, Bull City. And we have a very, very, very important and very special guest in the house today. Been working to get her in here. Oh, I just love her to death. I'm glad she's here. Please welcome Jasme Kelly to the house today with the Side Jawn. Let's go. Welcome, Jasme.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. It's Saturday morning. The way that we start off every Saturday, as the people know, we start out by talking about our week and how our week was. So you're our guest. So how was your week this week, Jasme?
My week was full of 80s music. I am a elementary school teacher. I'm getting ready for my 4th grade show, and we're doing all 80s music. So there's that. And then I'm a choir director at church, so I always have to make sure I'm ready for Sunday.
Okay. And Dennis, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. I had a good week. I actually went out yesterday, was with the family, out with my sister, my cousin, my aunt, and then she dragged me to the casino. I ain't do too good at the casino, but I had a good time.
Shout out to Marine.
Yeah.
Friend of the show. What's up, lady? And your mama. I love your mama. I love her comments sometimes that I see under your post. You cracking me up. But yeah, I'm glad you had a good
Marcus Betts.
Huh?
Top of the morning, Marcus Betts.
Oh, Marcus Betts in the house. What's up, Marcus? Well, I had a great week. Tough week at work. We were so busy at my job, and we had all kinds of meetings, but it was productive. Got to see my grandbaby and hang out with him yesterday. And you know, I'm always smiling like this when I see the grandbaby. Yes, that's the thing. So shout out to Nova. He's 4 years old now. So love it. But we're going to get started today. We've got a very special guest, as I said. This woman, if you have not checked out her music, please head over to YouTube. I will put the link in the chat during this show today to all her social media. It's going in there because you just got to get to her if you haven't already. All right, people. So we're going to get started. But first of all, I want you to tell the people, where are you from and how you originally got into music?
So, excuse me. I am from Durham, North Carolina. So I also have a moniker, Duchess of Durham, because when Durham started growing, as new venues opened up, I would be kind of like the inaugural artist for all these venues. So I was somewhat of a ambassador, a cultural ambassador, because you have to give people permission and teach them how to be audience members. Back then, Durham is very, very well sophisticated, matured audiences. They know how to audience. They know how to show up and have a good time. We party here. I got into music. Music is always is a family business. It's always when the one person who's not who's an artist in the family that doesn't come from a family of artists. It's kind of weird. But my grandmother was a piano player, and I'm 7 generations North Carolina, and so my grandmother was also an elementary school teacher and a choir director. And I ran from it, but I've been singing since I was 2. And I remember being at her house, just plucking on the piano and just always hearing music, growing up in my house around music. So I've always been singing. I got my first solo at 2. My first instrument was flute in the 4th grade. My dad just came home, brought me a flute, said, "This is your instrument." And I said, "Okay." But I'm a singer, so I wasn't really happy with the woodwinds because it's hard to sing and play flute at the same time. Shout out to Lizzo though; she made it go back and forth. That's fine. um, and then I went to an elementary school in Raleigh. So I went to a performing arts elementary school. And being an elementary school teacher now, I just see how important it is that kids get art every day. My students only have music once a week, but I had it every day. So there are things that are trained in me that I just know that I kind of expect other people to know because I'm like, didn't you learn this in the 4th grade? But if you don't do it repetitively, it doesn't like sink in. It doesn't become a
No.
part. And then also, I mean, just watching Fame. Once I saw Fame, I knew that was me. That was it. My mom took me to the circus in the 4th grade,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
was so mad at her because it was a Thursday night and it was the night that Fame came on, and I was just like, I can't believe you had me at the circus when I could be watching Fame. So I never went to the circus after that. Uh,
How dare you?
I took Debbie Allen's words seriously. Fame costs, and this is where you start paying. It's sweat. So that
That's
really
right.
bar for me, and I just thought everybody was out here. I'd be at either of my grandma's house in the country on the dirt road every summer, just practicing, singing, dancing. But I already had the fundamental tools. In the 5th grade, I started dancing with Chuck Davis. So I toured in the 5th grade. I was
Oh.
in the state of North Carolina with Chuck Davis. So I already
Mhm.
knew what it meant to have your homework done, be ready. I mean, I'd go to school leave for school at 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, because I was in school in Raleigh, busing back and forth. And I wouldn't get home until 8 at night because so I knew my exact schedule, where I had to be, what I had to do. Then we moved to Durham. I went to Githens and Jordan. So Scott Hill was my music teacher who has educated so many people, like all of us. We all had the same teachers, we all had the same training, we all had the same expectations. And when I say all of
Mhm.
us, I mean all of even the artists in my collaborative in Durham right now. We all have the same mentors, so we all know the same thing and have the same expectation. Then I went to college, and I was in the gospel choir, of course, because I love music, and I was a broadcast journalism
Mhm.
major. I knew I
What
needed.
college you went to?
I went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
Oh, okay.
So I was going to be a journalism major. Chuck Stone just brought me in, and he was like,
What was
because
that?
you can't be the
Mhm.
story, you can write about the story. In high school, I'd been on the yearbook staff. Um, and then
Mhm.
but then I started playing guitar because I was always at camp. So I was just like, let me just play guitar for myself. And I just wanted to learn. And because I was a singer and I could never organize people to sing songs either that I could sing or sing the songs that people could play. So I was like, I'll just do it myself. I saw people playing guitar. I was like, it can't be that hard. If they play guitar, I play guitar. I mean, I can play guitar. If you can say it, you can play it. Now, Tracy Chapman had come out with her song, her album,
Mhm.
Tracy. So that was a big inspiration. But also, that was the rise of the solo woman guitar player. So there was Jewel and there was Alanis Morissette. And I was like, I can do that. I was like, I can do that.
Mhm.
I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. Um, and I went through um, some type of adjustment in college. It was just something happened, and I just decided. And I did an internship at MTV as well, and also on Lifetime. And I was with Mark Summer
Oh.
from Double Dare. And he pulled me on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
He took me backstage one day and said, "Well, what do you really want to do?" I said, and I just done the Wiz at college as well too. So I was like back in it. I was like, "Oh, you're doing the Wiz? You got an
Oh
internship?"
yeah.
Um, and he said, "Well, what do you really want to do?" And I said, "Well, I mean, I think I really want to perform, but I need to make sure I have a job and know the technical part. Because my father's an electrical engineer, so we're big tech people in
Mm-hmm.
the house." And that was it. And then he said, "Why take the back door?" He said, "Just if that's what you want to do, you want to do." And then he pulled me out on camera. I came back to school, changed my
Mm-hmm.
major, did all types of acting and performing, but still not just acting. And just kept, because I knew I could do musical theater and I could sing. And I was just writing songs and playing songs on my own for myself. At my friend's house, we called it the Red Couch. I would sit on the red couch. We had the Red Couch Chronicles, and I would just sit there and play guitar and make up
Right.
songs. They said, "Hey, that sounds like a real song." I was like, "It is a real song. I just made it up. You're singing it. I made it up. It's a real song." um,
Yes.
when I left college, I toured with several musical theater and children's theaters groups. Theater 4. I did Big River in Mississippi at New Stage Theater. I worked with um, Touring Theater Ensemble out of Greensboro. So I had, from the time that I did my internship, which the summer after my junior year, to the year and a half later when I graduated, I had fashioned it so that I would be working as an entertainer. I was on the first seasons of Dawson Creek. I um,
Wow.
I look back at all these things that I've done that have totally blown up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was a part of that. And wherever you were as a part of it, that's where you were. But I ended up at Brett's open mic when he first started at Talk of the Town. And I had come home from all
Mm.
these theater tours. Because when you're touring with theater, they give you a place to live, they tell you where to be, which I'm very accustomed to. But then I realized if I didn't have a theater gig, I didn't have anywhere to live. So I had to come home.
Got
um,
you.
so I came home,
Mm-hmm.
not doing theater, and I said, well, let me just play some music and get a job. I went to Brett's open mic. I met Roderick Allen, who is a talented keyboardist. And he said, "Hey, I want to introduce you to my friend Derek Nickel." Derek was from New Jersey and knew some people in the industry. And he took me to New Jersey. I mean, I want to say a month after I went to Brett's open mic, which I didn't even realize it had just started. It was really just for musicians. People weren't coming out. Like, it was just a place for musicians to gather, play, jam.
Mm-hmm.
And a year later, I end up with a production deal with Jerry Wonder and Wyclef, just for
Wow.
Mike.
What year was this?
That was 98.
I was gonna, I was gonna say that was over 20 years ago, 20
Yeah,
something years
98.
ago.
No, I know it was
98.
in the 90s. I can
Yeah.
say.
Right, 98. Right before Lauren won her Grammy, right after they won the Grammy for the score, they were just getting rosters of artists. So I was one of those artists. And just uh that that just didn't not like any other unlike any other artist. Like, you get a deal, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But then um they went on to other things, but one of the producers in the camp was like, "Hey, I'll take her." And I did my first project, and so it goes. So that was in 2003. Um and yeah, I got on CD Baby. So I've been with CD Baby for over 25 years. So I mean, my first independent album 2003.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of had to wait for things to shake out in the industry, but now we can't wait anymore for things to shake out. You just got to do what you got to do.
You gotta do what you gotta
So
do.
that's how I
Mhm.
kind of got into music, and people just kept hiring me. I mean, literally, my first paid gig, I was playing on a porch in Arkansas, and somebody said, "Hey, you sound good. You want to come and open for me at this club?" I probably only written 10 songs. I didn't even know really how to play or what to do, but I was like, sure. And I was like, oh my gosh, I guess I better be able to play songs. Now, the good thing about me being my performance studies was when I was an undergrad, I would go see the graduate acting students, and they had to
Mhm.
do for their thesis, a one-person show, and
Mm.
it had 30 minutes. And I said to myself, because when you first learn to perform, they start you out with little chunks of time. They're like, okay, you got
Mhm.
to do a 2-minute monologue. You got to do a 5-minute one. So the idea of being on stage for 30 minutes by myself, holding
Wow.
somebody's attention, and just all me was just, I was like, wow, you got to be on stage by yourself for 30 minutes and people just looking at you and listening to you.
Wow.
But that made a huge impression on me. So I took that lesson and I applied that to my solo performances. Because people are like, how long can you
Performance.
perform? I'm like, I can do a 3-hour show. What are you talking about? They're like, three
Whoa.
hours? That's a long time.
But when you vibe and you can do that, when artists can do that, when they get in the zone, it 3 hours feels like maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes to you. I mean,
Mm.
it can happen. But I wanted to ask you this. You're called the Daughter of Soul. Where did that name come from? Because you were before you
Okay,
had a
Daughter of
different
Soul
name, but
ain't
now
Duchess
you're the
Durham.
Daughter of Soul. But where did that come
So Brett did give me the name Duchess of Durham.
from?
Because
Okay.
my second album was called Lady Jasmine, because that was a part of my maturing. And I'm not a kid
Okay.
anymore. I'm a whole grown up now. I want to be a grown up. Daughter of Soul. Uh, I have a manager, Kareem Rockman. He gave me that name
Mm-hmm.
simply because the style of music I play is so influenced by so many genres. Like you said, it's distinct. It's not anything exact. But the one thing that is consistent is my soulful voice.
Oh
So
yeah.
say I cover a
Mm-hmm.
song. Like if I cover, I'll give you an example, You Too, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. That is a gospel
Mm-hmm.
song.
Mm-hmm.
Um uh, I have climbed these city walls, these city walls. So that doesn't sound like Bono, but that sounds like, but
Right.
it's actually still just a blues song. Only to be with you. So that's how I got the name Daughter of Soul, because any song I sing, no matter what the song is, I make it sound soulful.
Yes. It could be folk, it could be jazz, it could be blues, it could be anything, gospel. Your voice is like rich. That's what I say. It's rich, it's soulful, it's a full volume voice. And it's so unique. That's what makes you so special to me, because when I hear your music, it touches me like right here. You know, you get that feeling right here. It's right here. It's like, oh, she's right here, right here. And it makes me feel things. Not all artists do that for me. So I'm gonna say, you know, I love that about you. I'm a fan. So yes, I'm fanning out people talking to her because I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. I've been so from the first time I even got onto the music scene, which was back in 2013. So since 2013, I've been a fan.
I'm
How about that?
appreciative of my fans, because it does not happen without the fans. I could not be doing this if people didn't want to hear me.
But you know what? Your voice though has taken you to being on stage with some legends like BB King, Al Jarreau, Stanley Clark, Victor Wooten, which I didn't know you performed with Victor Wooten, and George Duke. What did you learn from giants like that? What kind of things have you learned that you still hold on to today?
Okay. So Victor is all about practice.
Mm-hmm.
Practice and accessibility. Play when you gotta play. Stanley Stanley is very big on taking care of yourself. It's just and being a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Al encouraged me to just travel.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "You need to go to Berlin." And when he called me on stage to vocalize with him, he was like, "Jasme." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" There's a lot of times when you're doing the support act, sometimes the main act does not want to talk to you. They don't.
Right.
They're just like, okay. But with Al, his assistant, he sent his assistant to my dressing room and said, my boss would like to meet you. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Maceo Parker, another one.
Mm.
Another one. Maceo Parker, these people demand that you give your best. Not because the tickets are sold, but because they
Mm-hmm.
believe in art. They're like, wow. Maceo Parker, I was backstage and I walked by his dressing room. I said, hello, Mr. Parker. He slammed the door in my face.
Oh.
I said, okay, well, that's fine. So I go and I do my set and I come off stage and he opens the door
Uh. Uh.
and says, you did a very good job. With Victor, the
Awesome.
first time I opened for Victor, I did my set and I met him because what happens is the the main act has sound check, then you have your sound check. So you got to wait for them to finish sound check. So
Right.
if you're on at 7:30, then they don't finish until 6 and then the crew has to take a break. You might not get a sound check or you're just there for sound
Right.
check. They're not talking to you, but you're there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I did my set with Victor and I remember I got off stage and he was all the way on the other side of the stage. He walked all the way backstage around, came back and said, what's your name again? And then went out in the front and was just like, yo, she's incredible. But that's how it happened with Stanley Clark and George Duke as well. Like they called their booking manager the very next day and were like, this girl is so hot. And so that's how that first gig with George Duke and Stanley Clark is what opened the door for all those other
Awesome.
acts.
So would you call some of them your musical heroes?
Stanley, yes. Still have a very good relationship. Victor, yes. Just because he's from North Carolina, he's so humble.
Mm-hmm.
He plays all kinds of music. But also just like they just taught me that you have to keep working. People who've been doing it forever are going to have to do it forever. There's no getting out of this game.
Mm-hmm. That's
Even if you
true.
take a break, even if you think that once you put it out there, you're out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no hiding. And I did hide for a little while. I went out to the lake or maybe, but now I realized I was like that was just a time of preparation because
Right.
the time that I took off from actually performing, I got a master's degree in music technology. Um,
Awesome.
and I've been teaching. So there's no leaving the game. This is just what it is.
Awesome. It is what it is. It's part of who you are now. That's just it. But
Mhm.
if you could create your own dream collaboration with any artist, I love asking musicians this question. This is my favorite question. So if you could create your dream collaboration with any artist living or gone, who would it be? And what kind of song would you want to make together?
First of all, I have got to get a song with Lenny Kravitz. Lenny, if you listening, Lenny,
Oh,
call me.
yes,
Cause
that's for
we rock
several
out the
reasons.
same. We rock out the same. Okay.
Hmm.
Black girl. Come on, you made a song, Black Girl. You was talking about me. Lenny.
I love it. Lenny
Yeah,
Kravitz.
yeah, Lenny Kravitz definitely at the top.
So what would you
Uh,
what kind of song would you want to make with him? Mm.
um, See, it would have. I mean, I'm a vibe artist. It would have to have that vibe with a little bit of rock. One of my favorite Lenny Kravitz song. I belong to you, and you belong
Yes,
to me
I do
too.
like that.
Ta-dum,
Hmm.
ta-dum, that little rock.
Hmm.
I'd be like, come on, Lenny. Uh, you know.
I can see you two together on stage performing too. I can see that.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Another artist I would love to work with on the younger side, her. Her is me. So I would love to
Oh,
work with her.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
She is a vibe artist too. I
her
can
is me.
tell.
When I saw her, I was like, that's
Hmm.
me. That was me 20 years
Hmm.
ago. So
Hmm.
the acceptance, that's great. Um, so Lenny, her, and honestly, I mean CC Winan. That would be another.
Oh yeah.
Just
Who wouldn't want to perform with Cece? Man, her voice is exquisite.
and I
It just,
think too with CC, it would bring something else out of me that I don't normally
mhm.
display. And
Okay.
so that's the whole point of collaboration and everything. Just be like, sometimes people see things that you can do that you don't even know you can do. They'll be like, I want you to try this. You'll be like, what? Okay, I'll try it.
And they bring it out of you. They bring it out of you, especially when you trust them and you just do what they say. Okay, I'll do
Mhm.
it. And then there you go. Something magical happens. Love it. Love it. But your performances are known to reach down and make you feel something emotional and take you on an emotional journey. My words, okay? But what does music mean to you on a personal level? I know you've always loved it, but what does it mean to you?
So, I mean, it's a vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
It encases me. Everything I've gotten in my life is from being associated with music, whether it was an actual music situation or not. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
one time your car broke down on the side of the road or something, and you calling AAA, but somebody were Jasmine, what you doing? Because they know I'm a musician and got to get to the gig and they want to be a part of it or something. I mean, that's just an example.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, and when I say vehicle, it's my gift. I owe it to God. I owe it to myself and God. Nothing works without it. Um, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just how I'm made. You're supposed to, God gives you certain gifts to help you get through to get through the world, and I have to honor and respect that because when I didn't or I don't, nothing happens. So
Mm. Yes, that is
that's
a good point. It's kind of like it's with me and writing. Writing is my vehicle, it's my gift. And when I don't tap into it, nothing happens. So yeah, I can relate. I can relate. We have a whole lot of things in common. I'm finding out. Like the flute was my first instrument too,
Mhm.
and grew up singing in the choir. It was something else you said that was the same. I was like, wow, we right here.
And
But
that's the thing. Sometimes you're isolated and you feel like, oh, I'm just the only one. I'm like, there's a whole world full of people that are that are choir directors and music teachers that are, I mean,
mhm,
everybody, when you're on stage, you think you're by yourself, but there are a whole group of people who you can go to any airport, restaurant, bar, lounge who has one person sitting there singing their thing. So even though you
mhm,
feel alone, like nothing happens, that's what I had to realize. I had to get outside of myself even though I have to keep myself together and realize that I'm not the only one. You're not the only one. Little black girl playing flute.
that's true. Because I was, see. But
Yeah,
anyway,
we were. We were the only one at that
we
time.
were at the time we were the only ones. But do you believe this is what I believe? I believe that music has the power to heal, to actually heal people. Do you believe that music has the power to heal?
Let's talk about my song "Can I Breathe."
Oh well, well,
Let's
yes.
talk about the
Let's do
songs
that.
that
Hmm.
that song um it's a lot of my songs are letters that I write to myself, very Jekyll and Hyde, like a letter I wrote to myself to remind me. Sometimes my music heals me this very day. You know, it's been
Hmm.
hard, and the words of "Can I Breathe?" It's been hard, harder than difficult, straight up, messed up, jacked up, beyond unbearable. If I had never said that, I'd still be living with those things.
Hmm.
So, and I'm also less selfish about my music. So other people need to hear it too. It's like, again, messages that you write to yourself or to anyone that you need to internalize, but also things that you need to let go. Because once
Hmm.
you put it out in the world, then you don't have to hold on to it anymore. And everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Right.
And these things in the blues tradition are human conditions. Again, none of us are immune to our humanity. So the music and the healing part. Okay, let me even go back. Not even just the songs I wrote. This week, I had to sing myself happy.
Okay.
I had
Talk
to
about
sing
that.
myself happy.
So
Okay.
what song did you sing though?
This week, it didn't matter.
This
I
week.
was at church. I was like, you know what? We're going to sing ourselves happy. Okay. The act of
Okay.
actually singing and
I
actually
thought you
using
I thought
the.
you had a go-to song.
Oh, to
I
make
got a
myself
go-to.
happy? Oh, optimistic definitely gets me hype. I mean, optimistic is the go-to. Be optimistic. That's a but for me, another healing song that I wrote, Brighter Side of Things.
Mm.
Um, because I will say that in regular life, my emotions aren't on display. Maybe my face shows it a little bit more, but somebody would have to look at my face and say, what's bothering you or what's wrong? And I can't always say it. But by the time I get a guitar in my hand or say something, then
Right.
uh, then that is where the healing starts. So Brighter Side of Things was probably it's the song I close every show with. It's a
Okay.
song everyone knows. If I do a show, people expect to hear this song. But it's I've had better days, but I've seen worse. It's gonna take some time to heal what's hurt. Okay. That's a response right there. What's wrong with you? Because you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
wallow,
Mm-hmm.
but and it's honest, it's cliche, but it takes it deeper, right? I've had better days, but I've seen worse. We all know that, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and the lyric is not wrong, it's not right, it's not black, it's not white, it's all gray, and I wish I could see the brighter side of things. And the song explains itself because I'm at the point where I really don't care. It doesn't matter who's to blame. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. It doesn't matter. That situation is the situation. But I can't live in that. I just need to, look for some positivity. So that
Right.
that right there, that was the song that I wrote, which I know goes into another later on, when I
Okay.
knew that I could do it for real. Like that it hit, that everything clicked.
Got you.
Mm.
Well, I'm gonna turn the questions over to Dennis. So I
That's
put the
right.
questions back in the
Now
chat
to
for
the
you,
ignorant
Dennis.
thinker.
The ignorant thinkers.
Yeah, I do got one question. That's originally mine. Now you've been performing for a long time, so let me just know, what are some of your favorite cities or places to go to?
Um, honestly, I really love performing in Philly.
Oh shit! You heard what she said? Oh shit! We heard. Hold on. You heard what she? Let me hold on.
Oh no.
And I'll
I
say
know
this:
that that's what you were gonna say. I knew it. I
I
could
didn't know
feel
it
it.
either.
I
I didn't
could
know it.
feel it. I was like, I bet you she gonna say Philly. That's exactly what
I
I
didn't know
said.
it either. But I've only performed in Philly a few times.
Mm.
But um, and because I was with the refugee camp, that's
Okay.
Jersey. So I mean Jersey. You know how the
Yeah.
between Jersey,
I
New
think.
York, and Philly.
Yeah.
Because when you're from North Carolina, you just think it's all up there, but it's not. Um, the thing I like about Philly is that I feel like people they show their heart more. Like they just show their heart. Um, the audiences show their heart more. Like they're gonna let you know the audiences are definitely a part of the show. And I don't think that I feel like when I go to Philly and perform in Philly that people they're already on your side. Sometimes people will go and see somebody
Mm.
perform because they want to be convinced, or you got to try to win them over. But in Philly, they're like, nah, it's just like church. Sing your song, baby. Sing your song. And not that it's not competitive, but
Mhm.
I also feel like that Philly, as far as urban audiences goes, leaves a lot of room for what their market will accept. Like sometimes in Durham, they're like, it's got to be like this. It's got to be like that. And for different places. But Philly, if you're being earnest, then they're going to give you that love.
That's good. That's good to know. It's good to know. I ain't gonna lie. I thought you was gonna say New Orleans. I didn't think you was gonna say
Wow.
Philly. I thought you was gonna say New Orleans. I really did.
I thought Philly. I immediately felt it. I
Because
did. I
it's,
really did. I was like,
it's a jazz town, and I thought because you play the instrument and also sing as well, I thought that you got a better vibe out of New Orleans. That's just me
No, with
off the
With
top
New
of my head.
Orleans, what I like the arts community. Like everybody's a musician, everybody's playing, so you feel like regular. So actually playing in New Orleans, I give it up to them because those people, they play all the time, every
Yes,
day.
they do.
Nashville, they play all the time, every day.
Yes, they
So
do.
like being in Durham, it was like growing up in Durham. It's like you just can't play all the time. I'm like, I can't here, but I can somewhere else. But then when you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, all I do is play all the time, and maybe you feel like you're missing life. You're missing because like you said, when you go into the zone and you go into the vibe, other things you can't see anything else. You can't see. Oh man, I forgot to pay my light bill. Oh, when did that come? You can't see. You lose track of time. You lose track of days. You're just like, I'm on this ride. Um, but with New Orleans, you're on. I mean, you can play all day, every day, and you have that sense of time loss and everything. But one thing you can't do is you can't do any of this by yourself. So the team building is different in New Orleans versus Philly versus Durham. But I mean, North Carolina's trying to come through with a whole industry now because we have talent. We have the talent. Everybody knows North Carolina got the talent.
I got talent.
But we just
the crazy
don't.
thing is, I believe that there's talent everywhere, but sometimes you just got to go reach, and a lot of people, in your own city, will not give you that opportunity, but somebody from another city will give you another opportunity that you couldn't even get at your own home city. Like you'll be at home and you'll just want to do like certain bars in your city just so you can keep the lights on. Them bars won't even accept you. But in other cities, hey man, I got 9 bars you can do here. Can you make all 9 of them? Yeah, I can make all 9 of them out there. But it's crazy that you got to go all the way out there. You can't even do it in your own city, and you know those owners in your city. That's the thing that that's just me venting. Let me just say that's just me venting.
Well, like I said, everybody's gonna look out for their own selves first.
Exactly.
So I ran a bar. I understand you want to make sure people are going to be in the bar. I don't want you to just come play if nobody's going to come and see you if you're not going to promote. I'm like, of course I'm going to promote, but you still. It's like sometimes they want the artist to do too much. But
Yes.
if you're being brought if you're being brought to another city, they already know they have to do some things to support you. But if you're home, they feel like you're supposed to do everything, and we just have the place.
Well, like in other cities, I think it's just more so. Well, we got the people that's coming regardless. We just need the talent.
Right.
They want you to be the talent and the promotion and the big draw all at the same time and run the whole show.
Right.
Once you do all that all together, and it's like, that's
right.
not
Or they don't have the
really.
proper facilities. They don't have the proper sound. They don't have the.
Woo!
You know.
You preaching. You preaching.
Right. But they want to do
preaching.
something. And you're like, I would love to help you, but I can't do all of that. And what are you doing to help me? And I mean, I'm a band leader and a boss. I play with a band too. So I understand having to make payroll, but I gotta make payroll. There's times when I've had to pay my band out and I didn't get paid.
Right. I was gonna ask you about that. That was the question I was gonna ask you. Have you ever, did a gig and had like a shady deal? That's what I was gonna ask you.
I mean, that's part of it. That's definitely part of it. And the thing about it is you got to remember that everything adds to the story, and you as the artist have to get something out of it. Something. And there are times when maybe I did have the shady deal, but because I did such a great job and somebody saw how I handled the situation, it led to something else. So everything builds on everything. You do a show and there's 3 people there. You still got to do a great show because you
A
don't
great
know
show,
what
no
these
matter what.
people are.
Exactly. I learned that through another guy who's actually in North Carolina, comedian Sean Jones.
Oh, I know Sean.
Yeah, Sean Jones told me that. He said it was like 12 people in this theater, and everybody was like, "Oh, I ain't doing. There's only 12 people here." And he said he went out and he did his regular set, and he made sure he was still crisp, so he go into the next city. And he got a phone call to do a movie after that, and the movie ended up being Ace Ventura, Pet Detective Part Two. That was the story that he told. He said, "You never know who's in the audience."
You never know, and that's something that as an artist, you want to get down like again, just being faithful to what you do and appreciating every opportunity. Which I have to tell myself because I haven't always felt this way. I don't always feel this way, but I have to always remember this because that's the whole point. It's not a show. If there's not an audience, it doesn't matter if it's an audience of one.
Yeah,
And number two, you never know where your blessings are going to come from
never know where
because
they come
you never know where. Because really, you could perform in front of 10,000 people, but it only takes one person to make a decision that changes your life.
from.
Yep.
I definitely agree with that. Only take one person. Because sometimes, well, let me ask you this question. I ask you because I've been through it. So, when you're facing a tough season creatively or personally, what keeps you grounded and connected to your purpose as an artist?
Well, first of all, God won't let me not. But when I'm feeling challenged, I am a nature girl. Um, and I'm a sojourner as well. I believe in Aboriginal walkabouts, which is when you have to leave where you are to find out what's going on in the world. Not even to go
Mm,
play, but just to absorb, just to see, just to be an observer. Um, After COVID, in between, maybe 2022, when I first started coming back out, um, I was going to all these shows and all these venues just as an audience member. I go see friend shows. I just like, hey, that's how I got to develop and build relationships away from the stage.
okay.
Um, but so definitely kind of staying in it, but not being on stage actually helped me a lot. And then I would spend a lot of time at the lake, days and days and days at the lake. I got a lake pass. I would go out there with my guitar and
Okay.
just practice and listen to me kind of take it back to where it all started. You're like, you just wanted some sitting on the dock of the bay stuff.
Right, I was gonna say you gotta get a camera crew out. You gotta get somebody to record you out there just at the lake, playing your song, giving a live concert to the fishes.
Well, I mean, I can show you. Let me see. Where is this? All right, hold on, because I have some stuff.
Okay. Wait a minute, she done popped on. She'll be right back, yo. She just made a mistake, that's all. She'll be right back. But sitting on the dock of the bay. That was cool. That was cool. Definitely was cool. Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Oh, I know. I'm on a different system here.
That's
So,
all right.
like, uh, I'm going to share. So, because a lot of my stuff is very personal. Um, like Sharon
Yes,
said.
I've heard the love song that you made when you were a camp counselor and you went to go kiss your campmate. Then you made a song about it. The first thing I thought about though when you told the story about the song, I was like, this kind of like Betty Wright song. When you made love for the very first time,
Very first
like the
time.
way you told the story, like that's how I felt. I was like, that's kind of like the Betty Wright song.
um, I am known for talking in my songs. Absolutely.
but the talking in the beginning does paint a good picture of the song once you start singing it, because now you see where you're coming from once you wrote the song. Oh, let me
Well,
see.
that's in the performance area we call glossing. Okay, I am sharing now. Do you have that?
Yes, we have it. It's here.
All right. So this is a cover I did, but I shot it at the lake. So that's when you say he's
Yeah,
so
you see how beautiful
okay.
that looks.
Okay. The best in me.
When everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
the Marvin Sapp joint. Okay, I know a guy that I work with who's heavy into the church. He sounds just like Marvin Sapp when he sings that song.
I think we haven't. I think I might have too much stuff on my computer right now. Let me
It's
close
all right. It's all
something.
right. We'll take it off.
But or you could do the link. There you go.
Yeah, I'll send people the link. Don't worry about it. Hopefully, YouTube don't send me a flag for just playing that.
There we go.
Even
All
though it
right.
was your stuff.
Okay. So that's Jordan Lake. That's me. That's the vibe. Everyone else around could only see so yeah, we can put that link down there.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. That's a
Yeah.
good book.
So when people are like, "Oh, is that what do you do?" I'm like, "That's what I really do."
Yeah. So, what do you now? Do you now like okay? From time to time, when I do podcasts and people be saying, "Oh, well, what you gonna do different?" And then sometimes I'll be like, "I don't know. I got like a brain fart. I can't think of nothing right now." And they'll go on with me like that for a time to time. And but do you have that same situation, whereas though creatively you couldn't write as well as you used to, just for like a period of time?
Um, yes and no. Sometimes you try to overshoot, and the thing is you got to keep it simple and keep it honest. So that kind of goes back to that healing and be like, well, how do you really feel? What do you mean, how do I really feel like this? And then it just comes out. And so you take that truth, how I really feel, and then you explain it all over and over again. So if you're blocked, it's because you don't understand how you really feel. And one thing I learned is you languish. You can't. So my therapist says all needs have to be met, and if they're not met, you will languish. And that languishing is when you feel stuck and the stuff, and we're not meant to be that way. Now there are times when you have to sit there and hold and get it together and absorb, because sometimes it's about what you're putting in. It's your input, right?
Right.
Like, if you're like, oh, wow, I feel so bad. Like, I had to stop drinking because I'm like, why you feel so bad? I'm like, well, look at what you're drinking. I'm so tired. Oh, well, you need some water. So is your input, right?
Okay.
Right? And stuff like that. First you have to understand how you're feeling and why you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, financially. Then you have to look at your inputs.
Okay, that's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at
Yeah.
it. I usually just wait until I think of something, and once I get the ball rolling, oh, it's like a snowball going downhill, baby. We going.
Well, there's the emotional part, and then there's the skill part. Like if you tell me right now, hey, I just want you to write a song about the sky, then now I have an assignment, right?
Right.
I'm a skilled writer. I can write a song about the sky. I mean, who cares? I mean, I don't have any feelings about it. Maybe that's the skill part, right? Then
Right.
you have a deep feeling, and you're like, and you can't get it out. So why the feeling is not matching the skill, right? So
It's like
then
they
you got to
far
figure out, well,
apart.
what's the disconnect? So there's reasons why. Number one, you might not want to admit something. Number two, you when you write songs and write, you're exposing things, but it's also part of letting go, right? Because and then that we talked about the inputs, and then the other thing is you can't control the output. Once it's out there, you don't have any more control, right? I mean, like, let's just say
Absolutely.
you might be wanting to date somebody. Be like, you finally told them, "I love you." Once you put that out there, right, and you might have known it,
Can't take it back.
but once you can't take it back, right?
Can't take it back.
Can't control the output. Are they gonna say, "I love you" back? Are they gonna say, "Well," I mean, you see what I'm saying? Can't
Right.
control the output.
That's absolutely right. Those are your feelings.
So that's where the block actually comes from. Trying to
Mm.
be not understanding the feelings, not having the emotions match the skill, and wanting to control the output.
Sometimes emotion and skills in the same room, but they just at two opposite corners. And
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing is you just trying to get them together. That's the part that I usually get to on that.
Yep. And when I play guitar, it's crazy because my brain is more of me. I'm more of the words I write are more skill. The guitar I play is more emotional. It's more of my emotions. And I'm not even the best guitar player, but I'm the melody. The melody is my emotions as well. So a lot of time I'll put the guitar around the melody, or I'll just start with something on the guitar, and I'll stream of consciousness vibe and babble it out. We're like, what does this remind me of, or this, that, and the other. But there are also times when you're just so struck in your heart and convicted that you have to write because you can't hold on to it anymore and you can't control it and you don't need to control the output. It is definitely an act of surrender.
I need to start writing more. I got a whole book. I need to start writing more.
I looked through one of my books and I saw a 6 year gap where I didn't write
Wow.
everything.
A 6 year gap.
Where I didn't, I mean, as a songwriter, I mean, you're always scribbling something. You're like, ooh, that sounds good. And maybe I take it for granted sometimes that I'm so clever with language and in my perception of situations that I'm like, oh, I can write anything, whatever, what. Like, even right there, my perception of the situation, like, that's a good little line. Where would I put that?
I like it. I like it.
My perception of the situation is that you ain't in the mood for a conversation. Right? And that's the same as I got this feeling, right? I got this feeling that
Well,
it's just
or
another way
you
to
could
say it.
have it go slow motion. You know, like some slow motion, Jill Scott ish, and it's almost like you're saying a poem, but you're not. You're more so singing it.
Well, I mean, and that's how it all started. Again, putting it all together because my degree, again, is in performance studies. I got a Chancellor's Award in performance, outstanding performance of African and African American literature. So I started as a spoken word artist. No, let me say it this way. I started with spoken word literature.
Okay.
So poetry, recitation, I mean, all of it. Like my courses at Carolina were performance of women of color, performance of African American literature, performance of non-dramatic literature, storytelling, narrative, and fiction. So I know how to tell the story. I know the words, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't land with people.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Different, but not bad though. Definitely different, but not bad.
Is it
I like
really
it.
that different? I don't think I'm that different. I think
No, I
I
don't
just
think you're different. I just think it's that you don't hear about that many people that actually um have done what you've done. Like this ain't no like put it to you like this. This is a milestone that people have not even reached. The fact that you're a songwriter, you produce your own songs, you're on tour, you also play instruments. Like ain't nobody doing all and got degrees and can still teach, and then has time to come to your local church and also be the director of the choir. Nobody doing all that.
not all at one time.
Right. I'm just saying, even in a 5 year gap, ain't nobody doing all that.
Mm,
That's what I'm saying. And you about to
mm.
go back on tour.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
And
will
you
be.
and
I'm
you work
starting.
with some of the best talents out there. Which I wanted to ask you,
Yes.
who was, was you ever starstruck? And I don't mean like, oh my God, this such, but he was like, I worked with such and such today.
Um. Yes and no,
Okay.
because in the first of all, by the time you get to where you are, you know that they want you there. You don't know. You might not feel like you deserve to be there, but you're there for a reason.
Right.
So, and these are people who are already legends. So they're not egotistical. You're not competing against them. They're actually there to nurture you. That's why you have support acts and stuff like that. They're like, okay. Because musicians naturally want to play with other musicians and be with other people. And, that's what we want to do. Be like, hey, I want to get with you. So yes, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm with so and so. But then they're so human. It's like
Well, who
they,
was it?
huh?
Who was it?
Uh, I mean, Stanley Clark is like that. He's just like, hey, how you doing? Or like, I played with Anthony. Anthony Jackson played on my first album,
Okay.
and he was definitely a great supporter of me, and he would take me all kinds of places. And I'd be very aware that when I'd go in public or we go to a club, or I was always his special guest, that I was covered I was covered under their reputation, shall I say.
Okay.
But at the same time, they were glad to have somebody there with them who was just there for them. Like, oh, this is my guest, because you play a lot and you don't always have friends or family or somebody who you know in the audience and whatnot. Um, but being so that's where I experienced their humanity, because I'm with them before the show, I'm with them after the show, I'm singing, I'm being introduced as a colleague, I'm being put on. So it's like, on the one hand, you could get starstruck, but on the other hand, you know that these people are inviting you into a circle. Now, the one time, the most starstruck I was that turned real regular was with Tiana Taylor.
Oh.
So I did the movie 1001 with Tiana Taylor back in 2 years ago. I guess three. It came out. It was on Netflix.
Right.
No, not Netflix, Prime, um, and I was a featured extra.
Yeah,
But
you
my
was right
scene
there
was with her.
was with her when she came down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my scene was with her. And I know they put me with her because I was the person that could handle being on, like when you're in the pool, they're like, no, you. Because I was the person that could handle being in a scene with Tiana Taylor, that wasn't a scripted person, that just had that thing. And she was pleasant. And then we talked, and I was like, it was nice working with you. I mean, she was a person. I mean, she was just a person, and everybody's there trying to do their job. And that's the thing. When you peel back everything from the entertainment business, these people are just people. And all that stuff is still a part of a machine, too. But so Tiana was, the most starstruck I probably came close to. And that lasted for about 5 minutes.
Okay. That was good. That was good. I didn't know. I didn't know it was Tiana Taylor. I thought you was gonna say somebody. I thought it was gonna be Al Jarreau. That's what I thought it was.
Oh, no, Al was great. Al was great.
I didn't. Now I'm
Because,
gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep real with you. Keep real with you. Till about, it was 2023.
mm-hmm.
I didn't know who Al Jarreau was.
Well, you might have missed it.
That's what I
I
said.
mean,
And my co-host Sharon, she wanted to fight me tooth and nail. All the music you listen to, I know you heard Al Jarreau. No, I ain't never heard no Al Jarreau. But I was working at this spot, and we was cleaning up early in the morning, and they put on Morning Mr. Radio. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, I like this though. Who's the? It was thought it's Al Jarreau. I'm like, dog, I don't know no Al Jarreau though. Like, I ain't never heard no Al Jarreau before, dog. What means Al Jarreau? Like, dog, this is Al Jarreau. Like, y'all saying it like he live on my block or something. I don't know no Al Jarreau. But after that, I went to go listen to the rest of his music, and I was like, I like Al Jarreau. This is good music.
King of vocalese, king of vocalese, and well, I mean, he's is vocalese, but that's another thing about the music industry. There's so many pockets, and Sharon and I were talking about being clicky. So,
Yeah,
like I said, I've worked with the refugee camp, but then by the time you work with Al Jarreau, that's a smooth jazz set, like
right.
Jonathan Butler, Peter White, and I couldn't understand why I was like put into smooth jazz. I'm like, my music is not really smooth jazz, but easy listening it can be, right? When I got to those shows, I was like, these people are they were so excited. Rick Braun, you ever been to a smooth jazz show?
Not all smooth jazz. It was a little something else too. It wasn't just smooth jazz. It was a mixture of jazz, and we was getting wine, and then it was also R&B. So
Right,
I
but even
never
like a
saw.
Will Downing, or Pharrell Michelle, like those shows, those people are excited, you know, you know. I said, don't worry. The new generation never heard of him. Okay, so I will make sure that I will carry on the legend of Al Jarreau. Matter of fact, I might learn an Al Jarreau cover to add to the set.
Okay.
Because he, again, a very humble guy. He's just like, I just sing.
Yeah, he sings too, man. He has some good stuff, and it's crazy because, like I said, I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of music. Like, what's the? Well, I think our first show, we ain't had no intro music, so I put on the song "Bruh," BRA, and I think it's by some of this. Oh, it's gonna kill me now. That I'm not gonna get their name right. Is it Simmerdale? I'm messing the whole name up. Oh, but I played that, and she was like, "How do you know this song?" I was like, "I listen to the song a lot." And a couple of like older people that I be around, they'd be like, "I'm surprised you know this song." I'm like, this is actually a good song. I don't know why y'all saying it like that, but it's called "Bruh," BRA. I just can't remember exactly who sings it right now.
And so, but when it comes to legends, another legend that I live in the shadow of posthumously is Nina Simone. So we all know who Nina Simone is, but people don't
Right.
really know. Like, and we know "Feeling Good," but Nina Simone, a lot of her songs were covers. A lot of songs she sang were covers.
Yeah.
But I
And
work with the
Luther
Nina
Vandross.
Simone Project in Tryon, North Carolina. So I perform with her brother. She has one brother left, Sam, Dr. Sam Wayman.
Okay.
Um, and he was also very encouraging to me. He was her musical director for 25 years. They're doing a Netflix show called Nina and Sam. So I'm on set with him. So let's just put it this way. I have done enough studying, and it is time for me to, again, make sure everything, and thank you again for the opportunity on the side joint, that everything that I've done is like now I'm finally displaying it. And the fact that you said, like, you just heard of Al Jarreau, or like people are still discovering Nina Simone, and lets me know or makes me feel like that the music I make should be worthy of when I'm not here. People be like that it should still be something that's relevant or hits people.
Right.
Something to be discovered.
Right. I 100% agree with that. And I want to thank you for coming because you're a very special guest for us. We haven't had an artist come on here, a musical artist come on here, and actually, have music and work with so many people and have an up and coming tour. You tell us about this up and coming tour you have. I'm sorry about that. You tell us about the up and coming tour you have.
Okay, so right now, of course, the world is a little bit of a crazy place, but I've been working with some booking agents, and so we're starting out in North Carolina, and I will be at the Free to Be NC Festival at the State Fairgrounds on May the 16th.
Okay.
Then, Lord willing, I have some residencies in Tobago at the Anchor Bar and Grill. um, Lord willing. And then also, I will be back in Durham at Lulu and Sadie's doing a short residency right now. So we're still booking, ready to go anywhere and everywhere. Honestly, I'll tell you the truth. We don't have because I do work as a musician here. We're packing it out so that I could just be on tour. Period. On tour worldwide. Hit me up, Philly. I'm here. I'm ready. Hit me
Well,
up.
for the listeners who want to bring you out the sound, or they festivals, corporate events, private celebrations, what's the best way for them to book you?
The best way for them to book me is go to jasmekelly.com. JASMEKELLY.com. And just fill out the info link, and we have people ready and waiting. Ready and waiting to put the dates together.
All right. I'm ready to hear this.
Oh, yes.
What you about to play? I'm ready to hear this.
You ready to hear? Let's go ahead and play Can I Breathe? This is my jam. And also, it's encouraging because people are really needing stuff. They are really needing it. Hold on 1 second. Retune. No, let's play this song. I'm sorry.
Getting a live performance, y'all. First ever.
Okay, this song is actually on my first album. Okay, I'm going to say this song because I haven't played this song and I had changed the tuning of the guitar. So that's why I couldn't play Can I Breathe. But I haven't played this song in a while. And as Sharon talked about my emotional roller coaster, because I believe a song should take you on a journey, and you need to land somewhere. You need to have some type of emotional reaction. Okay. I kid myself when I pretend that I don't care, that I'm not there. So if the truth be known, you cross my mind 1,000 times a day, 1,000 ways, and I promise to protect the pieces of you with me. On this I swear. So say me a prayer, and I'll be saying one for you. 'Cause I miss you, I want you, I need you, I love you, can feel and believe you when you're thinking of me. After all is said and done, you're still the only one who can move something inside of me that I've just got to set free. Somehow you're a part of me that lives in the heart of me. All right, there you go. You got a little snippet there.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, yeah, we got a lot of performance, baby. I don't know about
thank you, Mr. Sam Sports.
Yeah. We got OG over here asking about going to Yoshi Jack London Square in Oakland, California.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I was supposed to be in Belize in 2 weeks, but where listen, what's your mama say? As long as the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise.
And he asks, have you ever heard of Grover Washington?
Of course I've heard of Grover Washington. Didn't you watch Sanford and Son? Grover Washington did the theme song for Sanford and Son, and he also did play with Bill Withers on Just the Two of Us, right? I hear the crystal raindrop fall from the window down the hall. It becomes the morning dew that makes all the rainbows in my mind And I think some time. I want to spend some time with you. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building the castles way on high. Just the two of us. You and I. And I have to retune.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Yes.
Sing
Listen.
yourself happy, right? Like you said, sometimes you gotta sing yourself happy.
You gotta sing yourself happy. I usually go to a certain songs. Certain songs I listen to, they'll get me back together. Certain ones, like usually I got a couple rap songs, a couple gospel songs, a couple R&B, a lot of R&B songs, whole lot.
Okay, okay. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. When's the last time you hit that DMX? I'm slipping. That's the one. That's the one.
No, honestly, that's not the one for me. The one for me is Jadakiss. We gonna make it.
Okay, okay.
That's the one.
Nah, DMX. When I put that, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. That's when I'm like, okay, don't go down there. Okay, yeah. Oakland. Lettuce, he's from Oakland as well. Mr. Eolus 3. And I performed with her, and she's also worked with the Nina Simone project as well. And she's also very encouraging. I mean, when I say that she is as sweet as she seems, she is as sweet as she seems.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad that is good. That you are letting me know that there's a lot of regular people out there. When you found that they just regular people, they ain't out there, they ain't being buttheads and all that.
They're regular people who are asked to do extraordinary things. Yeah. That's what it is.
Artist. And now for a final word. Now I'll let you give the final word because, like I said, I'm so excited to have you here, and it's great that you blessed us with your presence and you actually had time for us because with your busy schedule. What would you give for a final word out there to the people so they would know something to keep them encouraged?
Number one, thank you for listening, but don't just listen to me, listen to yourself. Don't just listen for me, listen for yourself. Again, I've been a teacher and a director, and most of music is listening, but most of people's strife is because they didn't listen. They didn't listen to themselves, or they listened to the wrong thing. They didn't listen to themselves. I know when I go to the doctor, they always tells me, nobody knows your body better than you. Don't let anybody know you better than you. Now, what I do with my music is I let people know that I know myself and that I'm a person and that I'm not the only one and they're not the only one. Because, again, that's kind of my main thing. We've all been separated, especially since COVID. We all feel like we got to look, but you're not the only one. We're better together. You're free to be a person. That's it. You're free to be the person. Try every day. Just try every day. You're not going to win every day. Try every day and listen. Listen to what the world is telling you. Listen to what God is telling you. Listen to yourself.
I like that. I guess we're going to have to end with that one because I kind of like that. I'm going to have to say I like that one. And I'd like to thank y'all for coming out. And our special guest, Jasme Kelly, Daughter of Soul. All right. Y'all make sure y'all check her out. And this has been the Side Jawn. God bless y'all. And great night.